This review has been made possible by Toyota of Naperville. As you know, Toyota has tons of brand new Toyotas available for purchase, but did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to toyotaofnaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2018 Toyota Yaris LE. Up front is a 1.5 liter inline 4, and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Yaris for a couple of reasons. Mainly the fact that this is an actual car that people would buy. Yesterday's video was a 1971 Postal Jeep, which I don't think has a very wide market, but this is a Toyota Yaris. This is something that people are going to buy, and so I actually get to give some good consumer advice today, which always feels good. But before I get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradle.com, where you can buy stickers like this retro sticker pack or big friggin' bottle sticker, both with free shipping. You can also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you can read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 1.5 liter under the hood. Well, it makes about 106 horsepower, which isn't a whole lot. However, the more important bit is that it gets 30 miles to the gallon in the city, 35 miles to the gallon on the highway. I can't help but feel like it would get more mileage on the highway had it had more gears, but we'll talk about that in a second. The engine is a little gutless. However, it actually ends up being pretty zippy up towards the top. It's a dual overhead cam 16 valve engine, which just means it revs faster. And so out here on the test track, let's take it into a corner here. It is kind of fun. It is kind of zippy. Yeah. It'll do it. It'll do it. Is it the fastest thing in the world? Absolutely not. But I don't think you'd really have too much trouble on highway on-ramps. Get on the throttle early, you'll be fine. Like I said, paired to it, that 4-speed automatic transmission, it's fine around town here. Driving it out here on the test track where I don't sit at highway speeds, it's fine. Does the job. I'm pretty happy with it. However, up at highway speeds, a 4-speed is just a little bit outdated. I would have liked to have seen a 5 or 6 speed just to have that longer gear ratio for the highways, maybe get a little bit better fuel economy, maybe get this engine up into the 40s for the highway miles per gallon, but we're stuck here with the little 4-speed. Last but not least, of course, the Yaris is front-wheel drive. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a very simple gauge cluster. On the left is my tachometer, in the center is my speedometer, as well as clock, temperature, and odometer, and on the right is my fuel. I definitely would have liked a voltmeter, or mainly really a coolant temperature gauge, however, not the end of the world. The steering wheel is a very hard plastic, and off to the left I have my volume, skip track, and mode, and on the right I have my phone options and my little cruise control stalk. The steering wheel does feel a little cheap, however, this is an entry-level vehicle, and that's to be expected. Off to the left, I do have this sort of awkwardly shaped cubby, although that could be useful for small items, a climate control vent, and then my power mirrors and gauge dimmer switch. Down below that, I do have my lane keep assist, automatic headlights, and pre-collision warning, which are fantastic safety features, especially for 2018, but really for any car at all. Moving on to the door, I have my window locks, power locks, and my power windows. Only the driver's window is one touch down. However, it is not one touch back up. Moving into the center, we have 2 climate control vents and a little radio. This feels very Scion to me, which makes sense, it being a Toyota product, and it does look a little bit outdated. However, this does not have Apple CarPlay, but I can use Bluetooth, as well as I do have an aux and USB input, so you're going to be able to play your music pretty flawlessly. And one thing I do want to mention is that this does come with a backup camera. Here in the United States in 2018, it was legally required for every vehicle to have a backup camera. So if you are looking at cars, you're looking at an entry-level vehicle, something on the less expensive side, I would highly recommend looking at 2018s and up, because then they are for sure going to have backup cameras if that's something that you want. The backup camera isn't amazing here in the Yaris, but it has it, and I think it's just such a great feature for all cars to have. Down below that, I have my climate controls, where to send it off to the left, fan speed in the center, and temperature off to the right. I don't get dual zone or anything like that, but again, to be expected. And then moving down the center stack, I do have a 12-volt outlet, and then this is the aux and USB in for the radio. So this is where you would plug your phone or iPod or Walkman into to play your music. I do get 2 cup holders down on the center console, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test, and unfortunately it does not pass. However, economy cars in this segment don't tend to pass the big friggin' bottle test, which is okay. However, at the very back of the center console, I do have a second cup holder, which actually does pass the big frickin' bottle test. That is surprising to me. Then we have the shifter. Again, pretty basic, plasticky, nothing really to write home about. It is a jigsaw style shifter, and so there is no button. You just sort of move it in this weird pattern in order to get it in and out of gear. Feels very natural, but this is a safety mechanism, and it's so Toyota didn't have to engineer a button system, and so that keeps costs low. Pretty much every Toyota product has used this though at some point, and even Lexus products use it, so take that as you will. Then I get a handbrake and my traction control off button. So this does have traction control, which, as you heard in my acceleration test, kicked in a little bit as I took a corner, which is pretty nice and it works. Then we gotta talk about the seats. The seats are this sort of economy cloth material, nothing to write home about. However, I think that they're relatively comfortable. And one of the great things is that there is a ton of space in this car. I'm 5'11", and I have plenty of driver space. I could stretch out my legs. My torso has a bunch of space, as well as my head has probably a solid 3 or 4 inches before it hits the roof. So if you are a taller person, you'll fit in this pretty well. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's hop in back and do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2018 Toyota Yaris, and it's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be. Is it fantastic? No. I'm 5'11", my head's starting to come up towards the ceiling. I can feel my hair starting to sort of bind with the headliner. The seats themselves, very hard, not very comfortable. However, my knee room is actually pretty good, and that's because the front seats actually sort of have this contour around the side that allows my knees to actually sort of have some space, where if I put my knees directly in front of me, they start to hit the seat. So something to note there. I don't get a center console or anything like that. I do have a center seat, so you can strap someone into the center back here, but that's pretty much it. With that being said, let's go hop around back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Toyota Yaris LE from 2018. Just a little button down there, and once we are back here, not a whole ton of space. Obviously, this is a compact hatchback, which I don't expect the world. However, with these 2 little pull tabs, I can actually lower the back seats, and once you remove those headrests, it would lay flat like that seat, and then you have tons and tons more room, which is fantastic. I also do get this little pull strap, pull this up, and I do get a spare tire, which is nice. A lot of economy cars these days just have fix-a-flat with a tire inflator, but this actually comes with a spare tire. Love that about the Yaris. Let's pull these back up. And there you go. That is the rear hatch of the Yaris. I have a nice little handle up here. You got to give it a little bit of force, but there you go. Now we got to talk about the looks. And this is finished in magnetic gray metallic, which is a pretty simple color. However, the exterior of this car is actually what really drew this to me. I've been working with Toyota in Naperville for many, many years, and what I do is every once in a while, I'll drive through their dealer lot and I'll pick out cars that look interesting and unique to me, and then I drive them and show them to you on YouTube. And when I was driving through the lot, I was looking for this certain BMW, a BMW Z3 actually, and this actually caught my eye. I think it's really, really well proportioned. I think it's angular. I think it looks very sporty. And it's unfortunate that we don't get the GR Yaris here in the States, but this doesn't look that far off in my opinion. I think this is a very, very good looking economy car. It is leaps and bounds better than what we got in the mid-2000s. Look at this Hyundai Elantra from 2009. Shield your eyes. This actually looks nice. It looks good. It looks quick. It looks zippy. It looks, I don't know, aggressive. And I really like that in a little car like this. This is something you could park, give a little smile as you walk away. not shielding your face like Dracula. And I love that about this car. And so, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think of the 2018 Toyota Yaris? Well, I really do love this little car. And I think it's easy for people to write off the Yaris and just say, oh, it's a little dinky car. I don't care. Sure, that's fine. You might not care about the Yaris, but there's some people that do. There's some people that are in the market for a Yaris. And so what can I tell them? This car is great. That engine up front is shared with the Scion XB first generation, the little boxy one. And those have been known to be pretty reliable. This is a pretty reliable car. It's simple, it's basic. There's not a whole lot of electronics to go wrong on here. Yeah, there's a backup camera and some lane keep assists, but this doesn't have adaptive headlights like the Mazda 3 that'll cost you $1,200 to fix one. This doesn't have a power parking brake that might seize over time. Just has the traditional one, which sure might seize too, but it's way easier to fix, way less expensive to fix. This doesn't have a turbocharger, which of course I would love, but the engine is simpler. It's efficient. This has a 4-speed automatic, not a CVT. It won't wear out as quickly. And when it does, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg just to fix. This is simple, reliable transportation, and so if you're looking for one of these, if the deal is right, I think it's a really good pick for your first car, going to college car, maybe you just graduated, you want to get yourself something to live on your own. If you're looking to buy a son or daughter or friend a car, which if you're buying your friend a car, you're doing too much. But you could buy him one of these. No, it's not flashy. At the next Cars and Coffee car show, I don't think this will be my pick to show up in, but that's okay. This car is special because of how unspecial it is. And so if you own a Yaris like this, I'd highly recommend and I would appreciate if you left a comment. What's been your experience owning a 2018 Toyota Yaris? I'd love to hear it down in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me take out their 2018 Yaris. We've been working together for years. If you're in the market for a Yaris, whether that be new or used, please head on over to Toyota of Naperville. They have great customer service. They have tons of cars on the lot, and they have them at great deals. I'm sure you'll find the right one. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.